As all gurus would confirm, if you repeat any skill 10,000 times, then you'll become a master of that skill. This means, thanks to the genius design of Elden Ring, I've become a true master of corpse dragging, dying, and last but not least, shitting myself and running away. If that sounds familiar, then you'll be glad to know there's a simple but very effective tactic you can employ, which makes all the bosses in the entire game of Elden Ring far easier to bring down. For this tactic to work, you're going to need two mid-game items. The first is the Mimic tier Summon Ashes, which becomes the most powerful spirit summon in the game. This is because the Mimic tier is an identical replica of your character at the time the summon is performed, with all stats intact. This includes all currently equipped weapons, armor, talismans and spells, duplicated and ready for action. The second item you're going to need is a talisman called Shabriri's Woe. When equipped, this talisman will consistently pull aggro toward the wearer from all nearby enemies engaged in combat, including all bosses. First up, I'll reveal where to locate both of these items. Then once acquired, I'll explain exactly how to use them, as well as how to maximise their effectiveness. To acquire the Shabriri's Woe Talisman, you first need to reach the Frenzied Flame village located in northern Liurnia, as shown here. Once you reach the Grand Lift of Dectus Site of Grace, which is located directly north of the village, head west back down the slope where you entered. Then at the bottom of the slope, head left and follow the dirt path leading up the grassy hill in a southeasterly direction. At the top, you'll notice a tower generating a large flame of frenzy, which builds the madness status effect, causing huge loss to both HP and FP when inflicted. To permanently disable the tower, you first need to kill the 6 frenzied villagers located at the top, generating the flame. To do this, at the top of the hill, stop at this rocky location here, to break line of sight with the flame and allow your madness bar to fully recover. During the brief period when the flame stops spewing madness, sprint out and head straight for the tower. As soon as you step into the tower, you'll once again break line of sight with the flame, halting the build-up of madness. You can either fight the rats hiding behind the wall or skip them entirely, and climb up the ladder to reach safety on the first floor. Climb a second ladder to reach the second floor, where you'll find a chest sitting by the eastern wall. Looting this chest will reward you with the Howl of Shabriri incantation. The final ladder will take you to the roof of the tower, but be careful as you'll be exposed to the frenzied flame as you climb up. When you reach the top, quickly take down all 6 frenzied villagers which pose no physical threat. Once they're all dead, the flame will permanently disappear and the surrounding area will now be safe from madness, even after fast travelling. From the deactivated tower, head directly south where you'll find the frenzied flame village a short distance away. The crumbling hut in the middle of the area houses the Frenzied Cookbook 1, which grants the crafting recipe for clarifying boluses, which alleviate madness upon consumption. Toward the western end of the village, you'll find a stone house with 5 frenzied soldiers camping out the front by a fire. After ruining their little party and sending them all to hell, sitting on the front porch of this house is a corpse, which holds the Shabriri's Woe Talisman you are after. To acquire the Mimic tier Spirit Ashes, you first need to reach Nokron, the Eternal City hidden underground, which is only accessible around mid-game after defeating the optional demigod boss, Starscourge Radahn. Once he's defeated, you'll be able to descend into a huge hole in the ground, created by a falling star in southern Mistwood, located here on the map. This takes you down into Nokron, where you'll encounter the Mimic tier boss, who needs to be defeated before you can fully explore the Eternal City. If you're having trouble defeating this boss, as it's a Mimic tier that duplicates your character when it spawns, you can simply unequip your weapon before traversing the Vale Mist, then re-equip it once the Mimic spawns with minimal offense. To locate the Mimic tier Spirit Ashes from the Mimic tier boss Site of Grace, follow the path shown here. Now you have both items in your possession during any boss fight, where you can summon Spirit Ashes for assistance, indicated by the ghostly rebirth monument displayed to the left of the screen. All you need to do is equip the Shabriri's Woe Talisman, then summon your Mimic tier with the talisman equipped. Once the Mimic tier is summoned, unequip the talisman from your character, or swap it out for another. This way, only your spirit summon will be left wearing the talisman, and therefore consistently pulling aggro from all nearby enemies during combat. You may also want to equip heavier armour to make your Mimic tier more tanky while raising its poise. Additional talismans may also be useful, such as the Godskin Swaddling Cloth, which grants heal on hit for successive attacks, the Crimson Amber Medallion, which raises HP, as well as damage negation talismans in relation to the damage dealt by the boss you're fighting, such as the Flame Drake, which reduces all incoming fire damage, and the Pearl Drake, which reduces all non-physical damage, which includes fire, magic, lightning, and holy damage. Once you summon the Mimic tier, all its equipped gear will stick until it despawns, so feel free to swap out all the items on your character to an alternative build if you so wish. The Golden Vow incantation is also worth equipping and casting once your Mimic tier has been summoned. Golden Vow further increases both AP and defense for both you and all your allies, including your spirit summon, and lasts 80 seconds with each cast.